Hello, my friends, and welcome back to the show that never ends. I'm Rod, your happy hippie, and I'm here to do a contest entry for Rob Walker. Rob Walker is celebrating 2 years in the VC. So cheers to Rob Walker. I cheers him with my Channel 33 coffee mug. The contest is simple, kind of a fun one. Name 5 acts or so, artists, bands that you did not get to see. Maybe because of the COVID-19, for whatever reason. Maybe you were born too late to get to see this artist, whatever the circumstance may be. And I want to thank again the lady that made this shirt for me before I get started. Happy Hippie the Vinyl Guy. This was made by a local viewer of my channel. She did a wonderful job on this. I'm very thankful for this shirt. Very, very thoughtful of her. Anyway, the contest, like I said, it's name some artists that you miss for whatever reason. This band, the Rolling Stones, I've got to see this band in concert at RFK Stadium on the Steel Wheels tour, but I missed this tour, this concert, Tattoo You. I was 14 years old, and I won tickets for them on WWDC, DC 101, their contest line. The show was the opening night of their U.S. tour in Philadelphia. For whatever reason, it seems like the Stones always kick off their U.S. tours in Philly. My parents are like, man, you're not going. It's just not going to happen, man. And looking back on it, I'm really surprised knowing me back then. I just didn't catch a bus and go anyway. But they sold the tickets and they gave me the money in bits and drabs as I needed it, instead of just handing me over the cash for the tickets, which was probably smart. Missed this tour, but I got to make it up. This is one I never got to make up. This is one I never got to see. Lou Reed. I would have loved to see Lou Reed, either with the Velvet Underground or by himself. Incredible artist. Andrew, out there in the VC, man. He showed this album, and I commented that it was still available at my record store, and he said it was definitely worth picking up. So I bought this particular album on recommendation from Andrew. It's on red vinyl, not that that matters. But I would have loved to see Lou Reed in concert. Just an amazing artist. I think it would have been a fantastic show. I would have loved to have been at this concert. Jimi Hendrix, any concert from Hendrix would have been cool. But this one, the Maui, because it was right before he died. And it is a fantastic live show, man. Full of energy, full of life. Hendrix speaking to the crowd, interacting. God, Hendrix, I mean, he was the greatest guitar player that ever lived. And to be able to have seen him in concert would have been just absolutely amazing. Whether it have been at Monterey, if it would have been Maui, Woodstock, it would have been at a freaking, in a bar. To be able to say you saw Hendrix play. There he is. The greatest guitar player that ever lived. And I'd stand on Eddie Van Halen's coffee table and scream that. And that's no disrespect. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. How about if I stand on Eric Clapton's coffee table and scream that? Next artist, Weather Report. And not necessarily the band, but their bass player, Jaco Pastorius. I would have loved to sing, this is the insert. I would have loved to sing Jaco, whether he's playing by himself as a solo artist or with Weather Report. I would have just loved to see Jaco. He was to bass what Jimi Hendrix was to guitar. I mean, phenomenal. Poor guy suffered from, he was bipolar back before they called it bipolar. He lived a rough life. He had some addictions. He had some demons. He tragically died in a fight. Just amazing musician, but like so many musicians, he was in self-destruct mode. Love to see Jaco. Here's another dude. God, I would have loved to have seen this guy in his prime, before prison. Not the 60s and after the 60s Chet Baker, but the Chet Baker of the 1950s. After he went to prison, he had a lot of hard times in his life. He had all his teeth knocked out in a fight and had to basically not relearn to play the trumpet, but I mean, it took him a long time to get back. Evidently, it's really hard to play without any teeth. Chet Baker, an amazing trumpet player. Again, a very tragic end to this guy's life. He fell out of a window in Amsterdam. Now, they don't know if he jumped or if he just fell out, or maybe he was pushed, because he lived kind of a shady life. But there was heroin found in his system. Maybe he nodded out and fell out the window. They'll never know what happened to him exactly, except the fact that he went out the window. Chet Baker, to have seen this guy in his prime, before he just self-destructed, that would have been an amazing show. Miles Davis. Could you imagine seeing these guys together? Because they had played together. I would have loved to see Miles flipping Davis. Master trumpet player. Just an incredible artist. I've seen Miles Davis in his prime. Would have been fantastic. Another artist I would have loved to see, and I got no excuse for not seeing this particular band because I had several chances to. The Almond Brothers. This is the only album I have from them right now. The Almond Brothers. This is the Fillmore West, January 31st, 1971, a Record Store Day album. I would have loved to see him, and I had several chances to see him. I remember one time Steve Fisher, a buddy of mine, was going to go see him at Meriwether Post Pavilion. It's like, we got this extra ticket, it's $28. And I don't know what I was doing that night. I just thought, I'll catch him next time. A lot of times there's not a next time, because I never got another chance to see the Almond Brothers with Greg Allman, and I really, really regret that. Here's a show I could have seen, but I didn't. Pink Floyd, The Division Bell. Fantastic album. I was working in radio at the time, and we got tickets. Long story short, I kind of drew the short end of the stick. I had to stay back and cover this guy's air shift. We called him the Old Gray Ghost. His real name was John. Anyway, he went to the show with the crew, everyone else from the radio station. I stayed behind. I got a CD out of it and a tour shirt, but I didn't get to see him. I missed him. I stayed back. I babysat the building. Such is life, you know. Wish I could have went. And this is one that really bums me out, because we were planning to go see this man, Bob Weir. It was March of 2020 at the Bijou Theater. Me and a buddy of mine, Tony, we're going to go to the show. This is his last studio album I think he's made. Not the last one permanently. Hopefully he'll come out with some more stuff. But we're planning to see this. Talked about it. COVID hit. And, well, you know what? Those plans went out the window. So I missed it. I could still have a chance to see Bob Weir, knock on wood. This was for Rob Walker. This is my contest entry. I know I showed more, but that's me. You know I'm going to rebel. You know I'm going to go off the side tracks. Like I said, Rob Walker's got a great channel celebrating 2 years in the VC. Be kind. It's really easy to do. Just be nice to people.